far we get today, we might delve in at least introducing bailments. And here are the objectives for the chapter. They're at the start of your chapter. And it's kind of funny that the chapter starts talking about personal property, but the first objective is about real property. I think in this chapter they kind of give you an idea of the difference between the two to kind of set the framework for this chapter and the next chapter. Because property is more of a legal concept than most people think. As you drive down the road, you see lots and houses. I see bundles of rights. Just kind of, like, what was that movie where the kids saw dead people? Oh. It's kind of like me with, I see bundles of rights. And then we'll talk about not only how you can individually hold property, but how you could hold it with someone else. So those types of joint or co-ownership. And we'll look at the elements of a gift. It is appropriate, right? Yeah. As we go into the holiday season, if you're into gift giving and holidays and all of that, to talk about the different types of gifts. I've got some, little legal things you can say to whoever you're presenting the gift to make it kind of nice. Then we'll talk about bailments, probably a little bit this class and next class after Thanksgiving, and then a little bit about insurance. So, starting out with just an idea of what property is, if you own property in the legal sense, you have legally protected rights and interests, and those have value. And one of the first things the authors try to do is distinguish between real and personal property. And as you did your reading, what seemed to be the big distinction between the two? Remember that from your reading?
Real property is land and everything attached to it.
Right.
Personal property is anything that's movable.
Yeah, so it starts with kind of a definition. The definition is kind of what it is and what it's not. So real property is this, and anything else is personal property. And I'll try to go in a little more detail about that. I mean, it breaks down a little bit in terms of if you define real property as non-movable, personal property as movable. Generally, that's the case. But can't you move real property? Haven't you ever seen a house move? Anybody ever seen a shovel, that device you use to put in the ground and move dirt with? Right? That's moving real property. So, in a sense, property can change. It's in the ground, it's real property, you dig it up, it's personal property, you put it back in. You got a tree, it's real property because it's attached to the land, you cut it down, it becomes 2x4s, it's personal property, you buy it at the store, you put it in a house, now it's what? Real property again. You got a modular home, you're driving it home, right? It comes in parts down the highway, the big extra wide sign on the back of it. It gets on the lot, it's still personal, then it gets put on the lot and becomes part of the land. It goes on and on. So it's kind of a neat and tidy definition to say movable versus non-movable because there's also personal property that's really hard to move. Anybody got an example? Because I'm kind of stuck.
Hold on.
Right. Well, depends on where it is. I mean, if it's a bundle that hasn't been built yet, that would be a large, bulky bundle that would be hard to move. But once it gets attached, I think that would be part of the real property. I mean, how big can you get? Ship? Right? What Carnival cruise ship? That's pretty big.
What are those fans that you see so far?
Fans?
Yeah, those big old...
Windmill.
Yeah.
A fan farm, yes. I think what you were getting into is that kind of in-between called a fixture, right? So some things are moved to the property and they are personal property, but then once they get attached to the land, they become part of that land, and they're known as a fixture. Of course, when I say fixture, what do you think of? Lights, toilet, faucets, things like that. But fixtures, pretty much things that were personal but become permanently attached to the land. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then there's different ways you can own all this property, right? I mean, if you're looking at property as a bundle of rights, then you ought to be able to do different things with it. Think, everything you brought in the room today, your laptops, your drink, your paper, your clothes, all those things are personal property. How did you get them?
Money.
You made your hat. What else? You purchased it at the store, right? What else? You got something gifted. You got that vest gifted to you, right? No, your iPad, right? You're just what is that? Is that officially a gift, or is that you're using it and your dad doesn't know?
I would say it's a gift.
Okay, you'd say that, right? He knows he's never getting it back, right? So we'll talk about that when we get to gifts. So yeah, we get our property in different ways. We might get it gifted to us. We might get it. Anybody actually make something?
Well,
Oh, did you download it?
I did.
I'm addicted to it. Had an Angry Birds tournament last night.
I make model airplanes.
You make model airplanes, right? So you start with what?
Parts.
Parts. Yes. What kind of parts?
Maybe plastic parts.
Plastic parts, and you build them into something else. That's a good example, right? You find a log, you whittle it into a coffee table.
Well, the coffee bottle.
It would take a while.
Yeah, it would.
Take a while, but it could happen. All right. So, and there's also different ways that you can dispose of property, right? See that last one up there? We'll talk about the laws governing lost, mislaid, and abandoned property. And I think a lot of people just kind of group everything into lost. I lost my remote. Well, when we talk about the difference, we'll talk about that. You know, whether you really lost it or whether you mislaid it. Probably didn't abandon it. Maybe.
So if you were to blow something up, would it be abandoned?
Well, it depends. It depends on your intent when you blow it up.
Okay.
So when we get to that, we'll talk about blowing things up. So here it is on this slide. The biggest bundle of rights you can have to property: possess it, sell it, give it away now. That was weird. Lease it. I don't know why that even came into my mind. Or blow it up, right? Destroy it. So you could do all those things with it if it's yours and you have the biggest bundle of rights, right? I mean, think about your car. How many of you possess your car?
Don't have a car.
You don't have it? It's been repossessed? Right? You don't have one, right? Okay. If you do, or truck or whatever, you possess it, you drive it. Maybe you can sell it if it's yours. Maybe you could gift it to someone else. Maybe you're leasing. Anybody leasing? Okay. If you are, then it's really not yours. And when you're done making those payments, you're supposed to give it back unless you buy it. If you are leasing it or paying for it, you shouldn't blow it up. Yeah.
So, what if we're still making car payments?
Yes. So then the question is, who owns it? That's a good question. With a lot of things, you can own something and someone else have an interest in it or lien in it. Right? So much like a landlord could own a building but then lease it out and give an interest to somebody else for a period of time, you could own your car and have title to it but have the title not be clear. Versus in a lease situation, someone else has title to it and you're just paying for the right to use it, right? Did I tell you about that, how GM sent me the title one time? I mean, that was just, that doesn't jive with what we were just talking about in terms of ownership. I should not be getting the title to a lease. That was like the first, I knew once that happened, then GM was going down the tubes,
Yeah.
They're going to screw lots of things up. But they're coming back now, right?
Sure.
That's a big
Big public offering. They're making a profit.
Well, when
You guys
get rid
all
of a
paid
division-
for it.
When you get rid of division like Pontiac, it's
Yeah, well,
bad sign right there.
there you go. All right, so now the weird terms. Like no one talks like this except lawyers. Fee simple. Fee simple is the biggest bundle of rights you can have to property. If you hear fee simple, that means you can do pretty much anything with it that's legal. So if you own land in fee simple, then you could sell it, lease it, do a variety of different things with it.
Can't grow weed.
Did you say wheat or weed?
Weed.
Well, in most cases, no, unless the law permits you to. It's got to grow somewhere, right? I mean, it's lawful in some situations, right? So where is it growing?
Locked closets.
Bedroom.
I don't know, I'm just saying. It's growing somewhere. And then in chapter 36, we'll talk about real property. Right? No? Yeah, this is the different, this is the expanded edition of the textbook. So, but next chapter, we will be talking about real property. So we were talking in the beginning about how you could own property yourself. Now we're starting to talk about how you might own it with someone else. And just like when we were talking about partnerships and other things that we've talked about, it could be, when we talk about contracts and parties to a contract, it could be more than two. I mean, there could be multiple tenants in common or joint tenants. But for purposes of this slide, a tenancy in common is a specific legal term that describes when two parties own an undivided interest in the property, and if something happens to one of them, the property passes to their heirs. So that's the drawing there. So A and B own an undivided interest in the property. B dies. Instead of the interest passing to A, it goes to C. Now, if you think about that, if the new owner here is C, who could C be? Not B. Yes, it is an heir, but who could it be now? Could be a son, daughter, spouse, somebody that he doesn't like, somebody who's not very competent, who doesn't know the business. So if you own property and businesses, you have to be concerned about this kind of stuff because you may end up working with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. You may not get what you invested in it out. So you want to have some type of agreement if you're going to own partnership property together with someone else. But a tenancy in common means your interest passes to your heirs. Now distinguish that from a joint tenancy. A and B own the property jointly, but in this case, instead of B's interest passing to C, it goes to A. Again, remember, there could be A, B, and C, right? There could be three joint tenants. C dies. Now A and B own an undivided interest in it. If there's only two and one of them dies, there's no more joint tenancy, right? Because it goes to A. That's the end of the story. Now, what happens if A is not around? The property doesn't go poof and it doesn't exist anymore. Then it's going to go to A's heirs, right? Because whatever A was supposed to get, A's heirs do get.
What if A kills B?
If A kills B, it's happened, especially on TV. One of the questions is, if you kill somebody for a profit, is that legal or not? We did talk about the criminal law stuff here, so I bet you can answer that question. Oh, there he killed B right there. All right. Now, whoops, I didn't mean to go that fast. Hold on, I got all excited about killing him. All right, community property. Every state is not a community property state. It's a statutory thing. California is an example. They do everything weird in California. And basically the idea is that property acquired during the term of a marriage becomes property of both parties to the marriage, regardless of where it came from. So, no argument over who paid for it or how you got it. If it happened during the marriage, then the statute says you have an undivided half interest in it.
Unless there's a prenup.
Well, in some cases that's true, unless the purpose of the prenuptial agreement is to avoid the law. So if you agreed to do something that was illegal, that would be a problem. But yes, where there's latitude in statutes, you could reach an agreement in a prenuptial agreement. But I won't ask you that on the group quiz or exam and say, but there's a prenup. So, all right, so this is kind of a summary of what we talked about so far. There's a concept summary in your chapter of the different ways you could own property. And this means real and personal, and we'll get more specific about real next chapter. Yeah?
So, in order for something to be fee simple, would it have to be paid off?
No. So you could have the rights to sell your property even though somebody has a lien on the property. You just have to pay off the lien in order to do it.
It just means you solely have all the rights.
Right. You can do what you need to do with it. You have the control. Now, there's certain things you'll have to do that. You know, if there's a tax lien or you borrowed money or whatever, you're going to have to take care of that. But yeah, this means this is really about what you can do with the property that you have. All right, so we were mentioning at the start of class that there are different ways that you could get personal property. So we're shifting gears from more of a general conversation about all property to personal property. So that's that movable, tangible, sometimes intangible property. Everything from your book to your clothes to pretty much everything that's not considered real property. Right now that's big. Opening day of capturing wild animals by possession and obtaining title, or whatever they call that. Right. Supposedly Bambi's running out there in the woods. You shoot him. Was Bambi? Bambi was a boy, right? Lost his mom.
Yeah.
Like every Disney World movie. Yeah. All right. So not belonging to anybody, and then all of a sudden, blam, now they're yours. Subject to where you shot it and other laws relating to the fact it can't be yours. Like you can't go to a zoo and shoot an animal and claim it to be yours.
Well, we're running into one with a car.
Well, there are some laws around that too. And I suppose it would make a difference as whether you're chasing it around in the field or, it walks out in front of you. What's that commercial on TV with the insurance company? And what's the guy's name? You know what I'm talking about? Allstate Insurance, and the guy that's Havoc is it Havoc? Mayhem, yes. Mayhem, the one where he's a deer, prances out on the highway, gets hit.
I just see the one where he's that flag thing and he comes off the car, like he's one of those college flag things that they put on cars and flies on someone's windshield.
Oh no, I need to see that.
And I need the front of the windshield and the guy can't see him.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
You can see all of them at Allstate.com. So.
I'll do that. All right. So another way you could get possession and ownership of personal property is to find property that's abandoned. Now, we'll define later what we mean by abandoned property. I'll start by saying you don't want to assume everything's abandoned. Like I don't wait every class for you guys to leave and then pick up all your wallets, iPads, other devices and keep them and say, oh, I guess they didn't want it, right? But there might be some times where you find property and based on how you find it, that it probably is abandoned. And as you drive around in Michigan, what do you see on the side of the road besides deer that you just ran over? No. Yeah, a lot of vehicles, yes, and trash. Trash probably definitely abandoned, unless somebody put it there and like, I'll be back for it, right? Cars, don't just start picking up cars on the side of the road. Doesn't mean that somebody abandoned it there. Could be they ran out of gas, they parked, And then another legal concept, which we'll get into more detail in the next chapter, called adverse possession. Statutory law that says if you occupy someone else's land long enough, or personal property you hold on to long enough, it might become yours. So,
Squatters, right?
yeah, sometimes it's called squatter's right. I don't like because I always picture somebody just squatting. It's just weird, I just picture somebody for years out squatting on some land. So, yeah, but that's the idea. You occupy it, you take care of it. No one else has. Everyone can see that you are, And there's a statute that says if you do that long enough under these circumstances, which we'll go through each element, then you could bring a legal action to say, it's mine now. Production. We mentioned some examples of making things. Here's, you got an idea in your head. It comes out into some kind of form. You write down a song. You write poetry. Anybody into poetry? You guys into anything?
Maybe, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
You write your own?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, there you go. You want to share some with us?
No.
Okay. But, it was in your head, then it came out. Once it came out, now it's yours, right? And you can actually have intellectual property, intangible property rights to that. Do you have any published poetry? No. Okay.
Someday maybe.
We'll look for it.
But then you get into copyright laws and all that stuff.
Sure. In business law too. You could take it next semester if it wasn't full. All right. Gifts. So, you may have heard that term before, right? The legal definition of a gift is a voluntary transfer of property ownership from the donor. The donor is the one making the donation, to the donee, the one the gift is made to, for no consideration. Notice this is different than a contract, right? Contract requires consideration. This doesn't. In fact, that's the idea. Giving somebody something for nothing. It's a gift. So try that out this holiday season. Instead of, wrapping up a present and putting a little card on it and everything, just hand it to them and go, here, accept my voluntary transfer of property ownership from me, the donor, to you, the donee, for no consideration. I'm sure they'll like that. I dare you to. And then, do a video. Let's all see how that goes. So, and then when you get smacked or blamed, just say it was my fault. Breaking that down, here are the elements. Voluntary transfer is somebody who, with donative intent, gives a gift to someone else. Meaning, when I say, here, as I hand you personal property, my intent is for you to keep it. And that's not true of everything, right? Like, if I said, here, hold my coat, would you go, woohoo, I've been needing a new coat, and run off with it? No, right? So it depends on how now if I wrapped it up and handed it to it, or if I said, here, it's yours, you don't need to pay me for it, or gave it to my kids, that would be different. So the first thing you're looking for is the intent has to be donative. In other words, you have to intend to give a gift. And then delivery. It's not enough just to think it, which has been pretty much true all semester, right? Crimes, you can't just have intent and not do it. Gifts, you got to do more than just like I try that on my wife. Coming home, I get home, I'm like, I almost stopped and got you flowers. It's the thought that counts, right? Apparently not. You got to do more, right? You got to go get them and deliver them. So, and that delivery could be actual, here's the flowers, or constructive, right? Have someone else do it. There's a case in your chapter, case 23.1. I think that is actually the right case number and chapter, right? In re estate of Piper. You always know when you say in re estate of Piper, there's probably some families fighting over a will, right? It's probably a probate case. And that's the case here. It says, there was no evidence of actual delivery of the rings to the plaintiff Kaufman. Thus the rings remained in the estate of Piper. So what were the facts in that case? If you didn't read it, I want you to glance at your book, if you have your book.
I remember.
Awesome. Next step, you can pull it out and go, oh, this is personal property. Right? Your book's personal property, right? Maybe, I didn't used to be able to talk about this because usually, when you'd buy your book or borrow your book, but now you can rent your book, right?
Yeah.
Anybody renting it?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I think.
I think.
Oh, yep.
Yep. Hey, look at that. Rent a text right on the front of there. Yeah, so now you can. Yeah. And you can also get it online now, right?
Yeah.
So, in that case, in the facts, why wasn't there any evidence of an actual delivery? What happened here? Does anybody remember?
Someone said she was gonna wear them until she died, but essentially they're
Right.
yours. So
Yeah, somebody's taking care of her. And, I mean, you know people like this, right? Somebody's taking care of them, so they say, you can have everything, right? So somebody's been taking care of her, and maybe she really did say, here, I want you to have this. I just want to hold on to it, right? You can have it later. But then what happens? As will always happen, somebody dies, right? And then there's an estate. And then what do you think happened? Other people who were supposed to get the ring as part of the estate said, one element of a gift is delivery. Without it, you could just say, she promised me that, and she can't say anything, right? So if you want to give a gift, you got to do more than think it or say it. You have to give it. Because if you don't, then later there's no evidence that you were going to give it. Now, I'll get to your question in a second. If you did want to give a gift after you die, how would you give written instructions to somebody else to do it for you? In a will. That's the point of this is it should have went in the will. You know, as you settle the estate, you put the will in the probate, and it says in there, this is how I want this is specific devise to this person. Thanks for taking care of me. Here's my ring. If you want to wear your ring until you die, then that's how you do it. You don't just keep it. I mean, there's been lots of cases of somebody dies and the same day the family's all hauling stuff out of their house. You know, Aunt Gertrude promised me the china. No, she promised me the coin collector or whatever, you know. So it's a good idea to either deliver it before death. I mean, I've seen people who've put stickies all over everything. Which is kind of a weird way to live, right? Your whole house has stickies on it, like, when I die, give this to so-and-so.
Another way to
Yeah, hold on just a second, yeah.
I have a quick question. Like, when my great grandma died, she let my mom and her siblings and the cousins kind of, after she had donated most of the stuff away or given away the stuff
Right.
to other people, she let them kind of scavenge and. Just think outside. I know that's kind of a coarse word, but I mean, they just kind of went like we have.
Do they like put it in a pile and I'll peck at it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
So anyway, your question.
no, I was just saying like they took like, how would the law apply then? There?
Well, we get in more detail on that in business law too.
All right.
Estate planning. But basically the idea is that when it comes time for you to write down how you want your stuff to go, you could say, first, I want so-and-so to have these, I mentioned specific devices. List them. I want my real property to go this way. I want my personal property to go to this person. And then the rest of it, I don't care so much. So more of a general devise to, a group. My kids, my spouse, my whatever. And then you could also leave instructions to your personal representative as to how that's to be handled. Sometimes people just go, they all get along, they'll figure it out. Other times it's, this is the person that's responsible, and they are to sell it all off, divvy up the money, and do. Now, that kind of upsets families. That's why there's a specific devise, because in some cases somebody wants that heirloom. They don't want somebody to sell it and give them the money for it, because it's worth much more to them than it is to someone else. Did that answer your question?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
What about the case of living wills?
Well, it depends on how you use that term living will. Often a living will people use to describe anything from if I'm still living but can't make decisions for myself to more of a trust-like relationship. So it really depends on how you use that term. I think what you might be thinking of is there a way to give your property before you die and not have control over it yourself? And the answer is yes. You could put your stuff in trust, right? And without getting too far tracked, that's what a lot of people do. They'll create a trust, but then they fail to designate their property as owned by the trust. So then they die, and then it's like there's a trustee and there's a trust, and what's in it? Nothing. Or whatever was there at the time, but not what the person acquired after they set up the trust. So in a lot of cases, they'll do what's called a pour of a will that says whatever property I do have when I die goes into my trust. So, but that's beyond the scope of this. And then the last element, acceptance. I mean, what would have had to happen in the estate of Piper case to have all three elements?
Will would have had to say, I want the ranch to go to Kaufman. She would have
Either you'd handle it in a will, or what if she'd wanted to give it as a gift? She was willing to. Right, yes. Here, I want you to have this because you've taken such good care of me over these years. Why, thank you, and then take it. Because if she'd said, oh, no, I couldn't, you already pay me, or I do this out of the kindness of my heart, and then later went, but she did give it to me, it still wouldn't matter because she didn't accept it. So you need intent, delivery, and acceptance. There are three types of gifts. There is a gift inter vivos, which means while living, which is the easiest way to give a gift. It's harder to give things after you die, unless you tell someone else to do it, right? So usually, you say, here's my gift. Now you can say, here's my inter vivos gift. It gives it a little extra flair. There's gift causa mortis, which means in contemplation of death. These are special gifts that you give because you think you're going to die imminently. Like the only reason I'm giving this to you is because I'm not going to be around much longer. But it has to be in contemplation of death, not something else, not years down the road, and not something differently than what you contemplated. Is there a slide on that? I was thinking there was. Yeah, not so much, so let's talk about it here. So, not to pick on any real disease, let's say I'm going to die from some made-up disease. What is it? It's the creative, interactive part of the class. You get to live out your fantasy where your professor dies.
Spinal syphilis.
No, that could be real. Plus then the word spreads from the recording. Because everybody listens to it. What? Oh, I thought you said something.
Flying space turkeys.
Let's not make it some communicable disease or STD of some kind. Is that all you guys think about?
Bulbobellitis.
Yes, that's it. In fact, we struggle with that this weekend. My kids are as weird as me. One of my kids can't stand it when someone else is chewing gum. Anybody else have this?
Yes.
You have like these weird chewing things where it just got you. You want to strangle somebody who's chewing something, right? Okay, so you got it. It's okay. It's not just him then. But the smell. He swears the smell of somebody else chewing gum might cause him to start choking. I don't know. Anyway, so let's say I have that. I passed it on to him. I have this disease where if somebody chews gum near me, I start going to convulsions. I can't breathe. I'm going to die. And so, turns out I'm hospitalized as a result of this. And they tell me, you have 3 days to live. And I decide, because you all are visiting me every day, right?
Because we're so concerned.
Yes, you are. we still having the final exam?
Am I gonna pass?
Right, am I going to pass?
Do I have to take class here?
Did you get that last Patrick life size graded before you keeled over? All right, so you come over, and I'm like, you know what? You're my favorite class. I want you to have all my stuff, and I just start giving things away, right? I want you to have my iPhone. I want you to have my Jeep. That'd be for somebody special. And I can't get out of bed for fear that somebody will be chewing gum as I go down the hall. So I hand you the keys, right? What is that called?
Delivery.
What kind of delivery? Symbolic or constructive delivery? It's not actual. I'm not going down and getting it to you and delivering it to you. I'm saying here. And I'm only doing it because I think I'm going to die. So what I'm saying, I mean, catch what I'm saying about gift, cause, and mourn. I'm only doing it because I'm going to die. It's got to be soon. And it's got to be from the death I contemplate dying of.
So what happens if you don't?
Yes. So then you'd be hugely disappointed because you wouldn't get my Jeep. Because let's say moments later somebody comes through the door and say, ha, you're on the hit new TV show where we tell people they're dying of some disease, but it turns out to be a joke. You're fine. Wouldn't that be great? Right? And so, oh, shucks, they got me, right? And so I get up, and I go to leave, and you run me over with my Jeep. Right?
Find your dad.
But it's not the death I contemplated dying of. It's not me saying, I'm going to get ran over someday so you can have my Jeep. It's me saying, I'm dying from this, and I have to die from that. So this is kind of weird, right? I mean, I might not die from it, really, even though I contemplate I'm going to, and I might die from something else. Or whatever happens to me may not result in my death, turns out. Maybe something else. So it's a weird one.
You walk out of the building and break it, in the head, you go into a coma.
Right. Right. So I'm not dead, I'm just in a coma. There was something else I wanted to say about this. And in the end, do you really want to go to the Secretary of State and say, yeah, my professor got bubblegumitis, gave me this Jeep, and here's the keys, and just trust me, give me the title? Probably doesn't work that way. They might require more than that. So if I'm on my deathbed and I'm trying to give my Jeep and keys, make sure you give me to sign over the title or put it in a will, right? Don't just say, oh, you can have it because I'm going to die.
So you're done popping some gum.
That's right. I give you the keys and you go, here, and you jam the gum down my throat.
Yeah.
All right. And then finally, testamentary, which is what we've been talking about. It's gifts that you give after you die, and the way you do that is you give written instructions to someone else to do it for you. Death doesn't have to be imminent. Instead, death is assured. It's going to happen to you at some time or another. It's a good idea to write the instructions before you die. Kind of a morbid class. All right, so other ways you could get ownership over personal property. And these two are probably the most confusing. The first one's called accession, where someone takes something and adds so much value to it that it really becomes something else of more value. So remember earlier I was saying whittling a tree into a coffee table. I mean, it could happen. I mean, you could think of examples of where somebody might find something and take something, and then it would be unfair for someone else to say, hey, that's my tree. I want that. But it's not a universal application. Like you take your car to get it fixed. Well, they fix it. They add something to it. They make it more valuable to it. Doesn't mean it's theirs now. Right? So in some situations, you could obtain property that didn't belong to you by changing the character or adding value to it.
Kind of like finding a car in a junkyard, and it's too big enough to be a race car. You're adding a lot more value to it.
Right, you could take something that's abandoned. That's a good point. You know, something you find and someone didn't want anymore, and then later now that it has value, you're like, wait, I want that. Or, I don't know, take clay and make it into something.
They just have sitting on the side of the road, like a grill or something. So
Right.
You put it by the trash can, pick it up, you fix it, then they
You make art out of
you
it.
give it back.
Yeah. Right. Where's my grill? So it could happen. And then confusion. Confusion is a little confusing, but it contains two of my favorite words: commingling and fungible. I just love to say them. I don't know why.
Well, fungible.
Fungible is fun. Yeah, it's in the word. Fungible means like goods. So think of things that are so alike that you can't tell them apart. It gives you an example of oil or grain. If you mix them together, you wouldn't be able to distinguish. So what do they call those things on farms? Silos?
Yeah.
Right? You pour some grain in there, you pour someone else, let's say a co-op, right? Everybody's pouring grain in there. They don't get back out their same grain, right? What do they usually get out? Right? Or money or whatever. But they get a share equal to what they put in, but it's not going to be the same grain or oil or whatever.
An economic example, if you put your money in a bank, just because you put money in a bank doesn't mean you get the exact same bills back to you later on.
Yes.
You get other bills.
Except for me, when I go back in and they give me money, make a withdrawal, I go, excuse me, these are not my same dollars. You just look at me weird. I have a list here. These do not match up.
Smiley faces.
That's right. I put a smiley face on my dollar. This is not it. Who drew on my dollar bill? I don't want this. All right, so lost, mislaid, and abandoned. You're on your way to class. You have your book in your book bag. Unbeknownst to you, it slips out. You keep on going to class. You get in class. I say, hey, how about that In Re Estate of Piper case? Pull your books out, and you reach in. Oh, my goodness, it's not there. Your book is lost. Yeah, sold by now. It was involuntarily put there, and you don't know how to find it. Now, why do we care about that? Because if someone else finds it, there are special rules. And contrary to popular belief, it's not always finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Or the old possession is 9/10, 4/5, whatever of the law, right? In the case of lost property, you are supposed to be holding it on to it for the true owner. Or to give it to someone else to hold on to it for the true owner. Like, has anybody ever found anything on campus?
Yes, a gold card.
Awesome. What'd you do with it?
I took it to the campus.
There you go, right? After I maxed it out.
You had to mix it up first.
It was actually a staff.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
you should have maxed
Yeah, really?
Until I went to the police station.
$50,000.
I found it in their office, and I couldn't know. So, yeah.
I was in their office
Going through their stuff, and I found this gold card. That's awesome that you did that. So you're holding on to it yourself. I feel kind of uncomfortable. Nobody's going to figure out I've got it, so I take it to the police. I had that happen to me this semester. I couldn't find my keys. And my keys you guys seen my keys, right? Big old wad. So this was concerning to me. I went straight to campus police. I said, I know what happened to my keys. I had them in class. I think I did what I did today. Apparently didn't learn my lesson. Because I got to lock this back, right? Then I got to fish for my key. Then I'll just leave the key in there, right? So I don't know what happened. Maybe I just left them there. He said, not lost or found. So, I freaked out. I looked all over the place. I asked everybody. I went back and looked again and again. Couldn't find them. The next morning, I went in and to the police to report they're gone. People have access to some things now. And as I'm reporting, I look behind the police officer, and they're laying on the counter. I said, and they look like those right there. Like, oh yeah, somebody just turned these in. Whew, thank you.
I spent 3 days in that lounge up there. That was nice. Thank you.
3 days in the lounge.
Lounge that we do our group exercises.
Yeah.
It was nice being able to get in there.
Oh, I see. You ate out of the refrigerator?
Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't good. Probably shouldn't have done that.
Poor salad. Good chicken salad.
So that was Lost. There was the TV show Lost. Were they lost? I don't know. I don't know. That was what 6, 7 years of a trip of some kind. I don't know what was going on there. Did you guys see the end?
But they went sci-fi.
Oh, spoiler.
Everyone goes back.
It went too sci-fi for me. It went too sci-fi.
Yeah, it was
You
weird.
know?
All right. Mislaid is different. You come into class with your book, but you are so fascinated by our discussion of personal property that you leave with your classmates talking about those excellent points your professor made and how much you learned and how you can't wait to share it with the rest of society.
Yeah.
And I hear you talking about all the way down the hall. But then I look, and there, you've forgotten your book. So you voluntarily opened it up and put it there, but now you can't find it. Notice what it says. I, the finder, if I find it, am supposed to be a steward for you. Again, it doesn't become mine just because I find it, because your intent was not to give it up. You just put it somewhere and now you can't find it. And sometimes it just depends on how you find something. Like, let's say somebody finds a briefcase at the dry cleaners. Do you think the briefcase is lost, mislaid, or abandoned? Probably mislaid, right? Somebody came in, they had arms full of stuff, they set down their briefcase, they turned in their clothes, then they left, and there it sits. Okay? If they were going to abandon their briefcase, they probably wouldn't haul it into a dry cleaner to do it. Unless it's ticking, I guess. And then maybe they abandon it. And then there's abandoned property. In this case, this might be more realistic with your book. You know right where you put it, and you don't want it back. So you discard it voluntarily, and you don't. I mean, I remember one time when my Jeep blew up. Not the whole gas can incident, but the engine blew while I was driving down the road. I was on 196 going over Market. All of a sudden, boom! As I coasted onto Market, I thought to myself, shall I abandon this vehicle? Then I felt bad for somebody having to take care of it, so I went to the dealer and found out how much it was going to get to fix it and asked what's the cheapest I could do it for, and they told me how much it cost for a rebuilt engine, so I had them rebuilt, or I put a rebuilt engine into it. So I decided not to abandon it. But you do find abandoned cars. You know, when you see cars on the side of the road, they put that sticker in the window, right? That sticker is, hey, you're not supposed to leave it here. What's your intent? You parking? Did you lose it? That's probably not. I mean, what if you find a boat on the side of the road? Lost, mislaid, or abandoned?
Mislaid.
Yeah, like somebody's like, crap, I knew I'd put my boat somewhere. I just can't find it anymore. Where did I put that boat? Probably not. Lost, like you're driving down the road, it flings off and parks on the side of the road? Probably not. Abandoned, if you're going to abandon a boat, are you going to drive it up the highway and leave it there? Maybe not. So the answer might be none of the above, right? The person just put it there and they're coming back for it. Okay. Sometimes there's statutes that take care of that. I mean, this is a real case. A guy's driving down the road. He sees a boat. He knows he can't just hook it up and take it. So he contacts the police and he says, police, I found this boat. I don't know what the true owner intended when they left it here, but if they don't want it anymore, I do. They said, cool, hooked it up, put it in the impound lot. Then what happened?
You wanna call?
Nope. They did all their statutory requirements and notifying who they believed to be the owner. The owner never claimed it.
They're making it.
Nope.
Give it to the guy.
The
No,
auction did.
they did. And then guess what they did with the proceeds?
They kept,
They kept them.
They kept it.
my
Yeah.
brother drives an abandoned truck legally. In Indiana, it was abandoned in their work parking lot. Had
Oh, yeah.
some problems, and
Mm-hmm.
he called the police, and they had to file a form, and
Mm-hmm.
they had to put a notice on the vehicle for 30 days, and after like 4 or 5 months, they sent him a title or whatever for it.
Awesome.
Fixed it.
Yeah. So my point is that sometimes it's statutory. What you're supposed to do with property, you find it, and then what happens if you give it to the government? They might just go, hey, we got all this stuff. I mean, they say their big thing is about, well, we got to pay to store it, hold on to it for the true owner, and the expense of notifying people and auctioning it off and everything. But I suppose there's some money to be made in it. And also, if you go to the state's website, there's an area for abandoned property.
Yeah.
Shall we go there?
Yes.
Live?
Well, there-
During our
there's
recording?
also a commercial on TV that says this money's been abandoned and we're auctioning off to the general public. Have you seen those ads?
Yes, I have. So let's try.
I got away from that website 3 times.
What is it? State.
No,
Of-
michigan.gov
Yeah,
/money
It's not your favorite.
I didn't know that was the direct link.
Tons of money actually that have been in my family.
Obviously, you can see that I have been there before.
From jobs that I had, and I moved, and they couldn't send me my last paycheck.
Really?
One was an insurance, a refund from an insurance policy.
What did I do? I think I went into online services. Unclaimed property. Here we go. You probably gave me the direct link to it, but reporting unclaimed property, Money Quest. There you go. You knew what you were talking about. There's a penny you could claim. All right. So then there's some searching over on the left. There's some other links to some areas of the site. Anybody want to search?
Yeah, search my name.
Let's not do that live.
Why not?
Who knows? Because who knows what's going to come up.
Yeah, no, because that was my dad's stuff. My dad's got
Yeah.
something in Lansing that he doesn't want.
Yeah, just because it might be out there for everybody to see, I don't want to put any student names
Well,
in
it's
it.
funny.
Let's put my name in it. There's my real name. Garrett. Oh, there's nothing. Oh, darn.
There's nothing in Michigan.
Unless I didn't search under the right name. Sad trombone. What is that? Sad trombone name.
You just search on your alias.
Yeah, at
I can't share all those. All right. So yeah, I mean, there's statutes that address what happens with property that people don't claim, and ways that you can find it and claim it. I mean, think of all the luggage that
You ever
people
been to that store?
lose. What's that?
You ever been to one?
Yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah. Oh, you mean the physical like warehouses where they have the stuff? No, I've been online to the store. Like what is it? Unclaimed property dot something or other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go there and. Alrighty, so we got a little time there. We'll introduce the idea of bailments. We probably won't get all the way through. Well, maybe we will. So we've talked a lot about how you can have title to, lease, get gifted property. A bailment is something different. A bailment is when you give your property to someone else, not as a gift, but you plan on getting it back. In other words, you're giving possession to someone else, but not title. And, you know, a lot of times when I say, how many of you have heard of or been involved in a bailment, few people will say, oh, yeah, that I have. But if you think of it in terms of, have you ever had someone else hold on to your property? Or have you ever held on to someone else's property? Can you think of any examples of that?
Borrowing somebody's car.
Right. So somebody borrows your car, you borrow their car. They're not giving it to you. You're holding on to it. Right? So why do we care about the distinction between a gift, owning something outright, and a bailment? Because sometimes it matters what we have to do at the end, or what our responsibility if something happens to it while we're holding on to it. If it is gift, it's ours, and whatever we do to it or happens to it is our own problem. But if we're holding on to for somebody else, then it's a problem if something happens to it. Anybody ever fly in an airline and check their bags? Right? They're your bags. They're your property inside the bags. You're handing it to someone else to hold on to for you. Right? What do you expect should happen when you're done flying? It's your property. You ought to get it back. Right? Any expectations about how you should get it back? More or less, all except for all the disclaimers that they put on it. The last time we flew to Disney World, we stayed in some, we try to stay someplace different when we go down there, and we stayed in these timeshares that had a kitchen. So my wife decided that she would put some food in the luggage that we checked. And maybe it could have been the big bag of powdered sugar. I don't know what. But our bags didn't show up on the other end. So there we were, and it was freezing in Disney when we got there. And all we had was our, the clothes that we had, and no luggage for a couple days. Eventually, and no one contacted us and told us anything. Eventually, we tracked them down, and Homeland Security had gotten a hold of them and ate all the good cookies, tore it all apart. Like there was rice all over the place inside of it and everything else. So we decided on the trip home not to put food in our luggage and ship it.
There's no white powders.
Yeah, that was probably a bad idea. Anyway, so a bailment is formed anytime you give personal property. So, point number one, bailments apply to personal property, not real property. Not kids. When somebody's babysitting your kids, that's not a bailment, right? Here, hold my kids. That doesn't create. Now, here, hold my dog. That does. Like a kennel or whatever they call those things, right? Or a stable for your horse or whatever animal you have, and you have someone else hold on to it. Hold your horses. Then that would be a bailment, right? You check your coat. Right? What does the sign say when you check your coat?
Not responsible for
right.
personal property.
Whatever you stuff in there, they only want to be responsible for what they know about. So, going on, it says, without intent to transfer title, when you hand somebody your coat or have the valet park your car, you expect they'll bring it back to you. You, the person who owns the property who's having someone else hold on to it, you're called the bailor. Hint, you will see those terms in the future. You want to make sure you have the parties right. Who's the bailee? The one who's holding on to the property that doesn't belong to them and has certain duties to take care of it while they do. Usually under some type of agreement. Not always written, right? I mean, when you park your car, or you might get a ticket, like one of those tickets or scan your card, or whatever. A student asked me one time, I parked my car in GRCC's garage, and a car next to it caught on fire and damaged my car. Is GRCC responsible? Like I was going to answer that.
Yeah.
Should I tell you if my employer is responsible for your damages? No. But a lot of times it matters what your understanding and your agreement is when you put it there, right? I mean, isn't a lot of time it says, park your car here, but we're not responsible if something happens to it. Check your coat, we're not responsible. There was a case where guy parks he's checking into a hotel. He's got a Cadillac. He has tips the valet to park it. Comes out the next day, it's gone. Claims his car is stolen. Anything that he had laying in the car has been stolen. That he had a bunch of cash and jewelry in the trunk. Of course, yeah. And what do you know? The receipts for the jewelry were in the bags in the trunk, right? I mean, think about that at the store when somebody says, would you like that in the bag or on you? Do you ever think why they ask you that?
Yeah, I know why, because we do that too.
Why?
We sometimes we'll just do that, just to give them the bag, so it's kind of like proof that they bought it. I mean,
Somebody later might ask for that too. Right? So sometimes it's a question of, is it yours? Other times, if you think about it, somebody's running through the mall, swipes your stuff, they now have your bag with your receipt, and if somebody said, whose is it? I don't know, well, maybe that would prove it was yours, because it depends what's on the receipt, right? But you may not have anything on yourself now to document it that it's yours. Throw the receipt away. I told you about my buddy who had his Jeep smashed at the car wash, right? Yeah. So sometimes you hand your stuff to somebody and you expect it's going to get back in better condition and it comes out worse. So there are many examples of a bailment, and there are certain duties that the bailor and bailee have. The main one is at the end of the bailment, for whatever period of time that is. Sometimes it's implied, right? Like when you fly, you expect to get it back at the other end. The main expectation is that you get it back in as good or better condition as you lent it out. But that depends on what you were intending when you agreed. So, here are the elements of a bailment. Much like there were elements of a gift, there are elements of a bailment. It has to be personal property. However, that personal property could be tangible or intangible. Stock certificate, coat. Stock certificate has physical existence, but it certifies something else that's intangible. So you need it to be personal property. You also have to have delivery. Again, just like a gift, it's not enough to intend to give something to someone else to hold on to. You actually have to give it to them to hold on to. Could be actual or constructive. Sometimes I help people move and they have stuff stored in one of those storage garages, right? Someone else they're not holding on to it. I'm not holding on to it. Someone else, a third party is. Think about it. Warehouses are bailees. A building where other people put their stuff sometimes. And the final element is you have to have an agreement. And that agreement, like I said earlier, could be expressed, could be written, could be oral, could be implied. Make sure you're looking at a question on future assessment that it has all these elements. Now, notice in the middle of that there is. I tell you that it's voluntary and it's an agreement that could be express or implied. But then notice that term involuntary bailment. Sometimes you're holding on to stuff, and the law imposes duties on you to take care of it while you are. So we've given some examples of that. How you might be holding on to someone else's property. You're a caretaker for it. You ought to give it back. Got it? 3 elements. Personal property, not real property, not kids. Could be a dog.
Not land.
Not land, right? Yeah, not realty. So, if you're taking notes, there are 3 types of bailments. A bailer benefit bailment, bailee benefit bailment, mutual benefit bailment. Did you get those? Should I say it slower? A bailment for the sole benefit of the bailor. Why would I give my stuff to someone else and they get no benefit out of it? Can you think of a situation where you do that?
Throwing a car in your friend's garage.
Right, you're going away. You need someone to hold on. You're not paying them to do it. And you don't even want them to use your stuff. You just want them to hold on to you as a favor. They're not benefiting from it. If that's the case, another term that you see it called is it's a gratuitous bailment. They're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. They're not getting any benefit themselves. The bailee isn't. And all of this is about duty of care. If you're holding on to someone else's stuff as a favor to them and you're not getting any bail or benefit out of the bailment yourself, you just pretty much don't have to do much, right? They park the car in your garage, you just leave it there.
What if you hit the parked car? That would be.
Yeah, I would think that'd be something you would do that you should be responsible for. I mean, I think it's much like parking your car and on the ticket it says we're not responsible for damage, but then they damage it. I think they should be responsible for that. So yeah, I'd say that's gross negligence. But, I mean, that's a big question. So somebody parks it in your garage, you leave the garage door down, somebody breaks in and steals it. Should you be liable for that? I don't think so. I don't think you did anything wrong. It's not your fault. I suppose if you left it out in the yard with keys in it and some money for gas, that'd be different. But then there's the bailee benefit bailment. The only person who's benefiting from the bailment is the person you're giving the personal property to. That would be, hey, can I borrow your car? Sure, go ahead. Do I need to pay you for it? No. Just get it back to me. So you're doing a favor for whoever you're giving the property to. In that case, then they have a high degree of care. They're the only one that's benefiting from it. When they get it back to you, it ought to be taken care of. Something happens to it while they're holding on to it, they should be responsible for it.
Kind of bought my friend's car to go to the grocery store on the way back to get into an accident.
Right,
Whoops.
and that should be their responsibility to make sure they get it back to you in the same or better condition. And then a mutual benefit bailment, meaning that both the bailor and bailee benefit from the bailment. There's a lot of those, right?
Oil service place.
Sure, it's a good one. You know, you take your car in, they change your oil, you get new oil, they get the old, sounds like they don't benefit, but they charge you, right? Then they ask you a bunch of questions. Looks like your light's out, you need a new lamp. Hey, looks like your fluid's down, you need, look at the color of, getting
I
off.
took my car to an oil change place once,
Yeah,
and I thought everything was fine and dandy because I trusted them because they're
Mhm.
the oil change place.
mm-hmm.
Well, a couple of days later, I found out that because a normal tire is supposed to have 35 psi's in it, my car tire had 46 psi.
Uh-huh.
So it filled the tire. So if I had driven any further, I probably could have.
How did you discover that?
Because I tested it once.
Aha.
Because the steering column wasn't quite where it was.
Yeah, it felt kind of weird, huh?
Yep. So
Yeah, so this is the question that comes up. What happens if they cross-thread your filter, blow up your tires, or do something they're supposed to do something good for you, and then it doesn't go so well? What responsibility do they have for what results from their negligence while they were holding on to your stuff? Right? Now, sometimes the whole question of whether they're holding on to your stuff, right? When you drive in yourself and you stay in it and they just change it, that's different than you take your car to the shop, they hold on to it, they test drive it around, and while they're out test driving it, they do something to it. All right, so in that case, if it's a mutual benefit bailment, then the party who's the bailee owes a duty of reasonable care. Maintain it, take care of it, get it back to you. In fact, there you go. A little multimedia slide action go. Some of you were looking down, taking notes. Let me show you again.
No.
Did you see that?
There you go.
So this is kind of that spectrum of care that's owed. If the one who's holding it, it's for their benefit, then they have a high degree of care. On the other end, if someone else is holding your stuff as a favor to you, they owe low duty of care, pretty much just keep it in the garage and in the middle. What would it, let's just try it out. We mentioned dry cleaner. You take your clothes into the dry cleaner. What kind of bailment is that? Mutual benefit bailment, right? You get, supposedly, clothes that are better than when you put them in there, and they get paid. So what duty of care do they owe to your clothes?
Reasonable.
A reasonable duty of care, right? Clean it. Now, what do they try to say to you when you drop off your clothes there? Right, we're not responsible for things that happen to it. But you know from taking this class, or maybe you knew before, they owe a reasonable duty of care. Like, you know, it's possible you put an ink pen in the pocket or something, but they also shouldn't trash it and go, we don't have any liability because we said we don't. Right? So they ought to get it back to you. If they lose it, that should be their problem. All right. So, rights of the bailee. The bailee is who? The one who's holding on to the property, right? They have a right to possess it, which is interesting. And basically it's saying you drop off your car at the shop, while they're holding on to it, someone else comes along and says, give me that car. They can say, no. I'm holding on to it for the true owner. You're not the true owner. I have a right to possess it. That way they don't get in trouble. The police come along, hey, what are you doing with that car? It's not yours. I know, but I've been entrusted to hold on to it. I have a right to possession. Use it. All depending on what the agreement is, right? A lot of valets like to joyride in things, especially if it's a high-performance type car or something, right? Maybe that's not part of the agreement that they should do those type of things. Compensation, again, if that's part of the agreement, right? If you put your car in the shop, then when you get it back, you ought to pay for whatever was fixed on it. And a right to limit liability. We've talked about that numerous times. A sign that says something happens to it, we're not responsible to it, doesn't necessarily eliminate their obligation to exercise that duty of care that we talked about. And then the last one, a duty is to get it back. Which, I mean, we keep saying it like it's a no-brainer, but sometimes that's an issue, right? You breach the duty of giving it back when you can't give it back. And why might you not be able to give it back? You don't have it anymore, right? You park it in the parking garage, now it's not there. Something happens to it and it's not what it used to be. So that's duties of the bailee. Now rights and duties of the bailor. If someone else is holding on to your stuff, they should take care of it. When it's the end of the bailment, you should get it back. Whatever you ask them to do to it, as part of the agreement, they should do. They shouldn't convert it. Hopefully that's not for us. Let's say, I gave you an example of borrowing the neighbor's lawnmower before, right? If you borrow the neighbor's lawnmower, it's to mow your lawn. It's not to do what? Soup it up, right? Go to the drags in Cedar Springs or whatever.
They exist.
They do.
I don't doubt. I'm just laughing.
Hastings, my hometown, grass drags.
Yep.
All right. Why don't you wait for the snow? All right. A right not to be bound by limitations liability. How does this work? You know, before you park the car there, before you check the quote, whatever, you know there's limitations and liability. They're not going to be responsible. You could choose not to do it. The airport says if we hold on to your bags, we're not liable for this or that. You could choose. It's not a very good option, is it? Like in some cases, you feel like you don't really have too much of an option. And that's what they call it. That's why they have insurance, I guess. Here's a little bit of a twist. As you give your stuff to somebody else, you owe them a duty to protect them from being harmed by what you give them. So you give them your car, it ought to have good brakes. Somebody's like, hey, can I borrow your car? And you know your brakes don't work at all, you probably ought to mention that. Or say no, right? Oh, yeah, sure, go ahead. There is a different standard depending on who benefits, right? We know the whole mutual versus sole benefit test here. If it's a mutual benefit bailment, then when you give it to someone else, like you give it to the shop to hold on to. Like I had this one time where I kind of let my brakes go for a while.
I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. Like it should have been changed a long time ago. But so where did I take it? I took it to the brake shop. But they were so bad, I'm like, man, what if somebody tries to get into this and test drive it? So when I went in, I'm like, I kind of waited a while, and they're like, how long? I mean, like way too long. So if you just take my word for it, there are no brakes, right? It's making a lot of noise. So in that case, if you know of a defect, obvious or hidden, you need to tell them. Now, if they ask to borrow your car, then you ought to tell them what you know about. Right? You can borrow it, but whatever isn't so great. All right. Oh, we got a couple more minutes, and you guys look like you don't want to leave yet. Different types of Baileys. Common carriers. What would be an example of a common carrier?
FedEx.
Right. FedEx, trucking companies, anybody whose business is to haul other businesses' stuff.
2 men in a truck.
Right. 2 men in a truck, 2 women in a truck, 2 robots in a truck, whatever, right? Basically, when you see one of those 2 men in a trucks going down the road with 2 men in it, you know that it's not their stuff, right? Right? I mean, it's someone else's stuff. That's what they do. They don't haul their own stuff around. They haul someone else. So they're a common carrier. They're a what? 2 men in a truck is a Bailey, right? There you go. Which means what kind of bailment is that? Mutual benefit bailment, right? That means they owe a reasonable duty to carry your stuff while they're hauling it around. And this slide just says they're strictly liable if something happens to it. They don't later get to say, sorry, not our stuff, because it isn't their stuff. But they're responsible. You see a truck driving down the road, it's hauling someone's produce or whatever. They get into a wreck. It's not their stuff. They're still liable for it. There are some statutory exceptions up there. I know you guys want me to go through each one of them in painstaking detail, but I'll just brush over them. Act of God, act of a bad rap group, all these other ones that are listed up there.
It's good that you know that.
Maybe not. Maybe it's not good. Special types of bailments. We mentioned warehouses already. Innkeepers hasn't been called that for a long time. But, hotels, motels, they keep your stuff sometimes, right? They hold on to your stuff for you. You put your stuff in their room and you go somewhere. What do they tell you if you have your stuff in your own room and you go somewhere? Lock it up. We don't have control over it. We don't know what's going to happen if somebody gets in there. Right? Which I always thought that was weird about Disney. Like, they say lock up your stuff. We can't control our housekeeping staff. Housekeeping staff have a key to the safe. Weird.